The bullets came at 3:47 a.m. on January 19th. Commander Una Park stood over the bodies, her own brothers, while Zara Mitchell's hands pressed desperately against wounds that wouldn't stop bleeding. The Korean Mafia twins, who controlled $4.2 billion in smuggling routes, were dying, and the Black American grad student trying to save them? She was the reason they were targeted. But 4 months earlier, nobody knew her name. Picture this: 4 a.m., Seoul's harbor wrapped in pre-dawn darkness. Harbor lights flicker across black water like dying stars. The cold wetsuit clings to her skin. Ice-cold ocean seeps through the seams. Heavy equipment pulls at her shoulders. She tastes rubber, salt spray on her lips. The air smells like diesel fuel mixing with salt and industrial waste. Zara Mitchell, 23 years old, marine archaeology grad student from Atlanta. Foreign, black, invisible. Nobody notices the girl who dives at 4 in the morning researching colonial shipwrecks. That invisibility was about to cost her everything. Her underwater drone picked up something strange. What she thought were 18th century trade routes, merchant ship coordinates, colonial-era cargo paths, were actually real-time coordinates for a $4.2 billion smuggling network. 287 submerged shipping containers, stretching from Busan to 5 international ports. An underwater labyrinth Seoul's harbor patrol had missed for 3 straight years. The Choi twins, Min-suk and Tae-jun, had been invisible too, until now. She surfaced directly beside their midnight delivery. Tae-jun saw her first. 6 feet 4 inches, dragon tattoo spiraling up his forearm, eyes like obsidian chips, black, sharp, unreadable. He said nothing, just stared. 11 seconds of silence. She counted every one. Min-suk appeared beside him. Identical, except for the scar bisecting his left eyebrow. His English was perfect. California accent. These waters are dangerous at night. She should have lied, should have played dumb, apologized and swam away. Instead, some suicidal instinct made her say, "I found your containers, all 287. That should have been her last sentence, her last breath. Instead, Min-suk smiled. This isn't a love story. It's corporate warfare disguised as romance. What they thought was mafia criminality? It was deep cover espionage, 10 years in the making. What started as a death threat? It became the most dangerous polyamorous relationship in Seoul. When bullets fly, when sisters betray brothers, when virgin hearts meet impossible choices, somebody doesn't survive. But before we get to that blood-stained floor, before we watch her hands try to stop the bleeding, before everything falls apart, you need to understand how a girl from Atlanta became the only woman who could handle the impossible length of their operation. Drop a comment right now. Have you ever discovered something you weren't supposed to? Something that changed everything? Hit that subscribe button, because I promise you, this gets so much darker. Let me take you back to who Zara really was. 3 jobs. That's what it took to afford grad school. Morning shift at the university library. Afternoons teaching English to Korean businessmen. Nights waitressing at an expat bar in Itaewon. Every month, she sent money home to Atlanta. Her mother, who'd worked 2 jobs herself after Zara's father died when she was 15. 4 a.m. dives. Alone. Vulnerable. Cheap equipment held together with duct tape and prayers. A cracked laptop that took 5 minutes to boot up. Her thesis? Colonial trade routes. Maritime patterns from the 1700s. Nobody cared. Nobody watched. Foreign. Black. Woman. In Seoul, Zara Mitchell was invisible. She thought that invisibility was protection. Maybe that's why she didn't see them coming. But here's what they didn't know. What they saw: struggling foreign student barely scraping by. What she actually was: the smartest person in any room. Stanford-level research skills, maritime route expert, pattern recognition so advanced her thesis advisor called her once in a generation. She could look at ocean currents, shipping manifests, historical weather patterns, and predict routes no one else could see. The Choi twins were about to learn why that mattered. Inside that waterproof case strapped to her wetsuit, 287 GPS coordinates, shipping manifests, bribe records, bank transfers, evidence worth 20 years in federal prison. Her finger hovered over the Upload to Cloud button. One click. Everything gets sent to her encrypted backup. 5 different locations. Insurance policy. She didn't press it. Not yet. She didn't know it then, but that hard drive would save her life and destroy theirs. 72 floors above Seoul, floor-to-ceiling windows, the city glittering below like a circuit board, like their entire criminal network laid out in lights. Whiskey poured into crystal, leather couch creaking as she sat, too stiff, too aware. Her heart hammering so loud she was sure they could hear it. The glass was cold in her hand. Taejun's presence was heat, approaching from behind, expensive cologne, cedar and smoke, aged whiskey on his breath, and underneath it all, her own fear. Metallic, copper on her tongue, his voice low and dangerous. You have 2 choices. Death is one. Guess the other. She should have begged, should have cried, should have done what they expected. Instead, she met his eyes in the reflection of those massive windows and said, "Employment. You need someone who understands maritime routes, someone the authorities won't suspect. A Black American graduate student researching historical trade patterns is perfect cover." Silence. Min-suk's laugh cut through it, sharp, surprised. "She's not afraid of you." Taejun moved closer. His hand found her throat, not squeezing, just resting there, feeling her pulse. "Why aren't you terrified?" Her pulse betrayed her, hammering against his palm like a trapped bird, but her voice stayed steady. "Because you would have killed me already if that's what you wanted. You brought me here to see if I'm useful." His fingers tightened, just slightly, then released. For the first time in his life, someone hadn't flinched. These men, raised by a Yakuza father who taught them to trust no one outside blood, felt something shift. Something they didn't have a name for. Curiosity. Min-suk stepped forward. "Show her." The basement command center. Concrete walls, screens everywhere, dozens of them, showing real-time ocean surveillance from 19 different ports. The map exploded across the central display. Not 287 containers, 847. Not 5 ports, 19. 3 continents. Min-suk's voice was quiet, almost gentle. "The length of our operation is too vast for traditional management. We need someone who can optimize routes we haven't considered." This wasn't local crime. This was a global empire. And her expertise? It was exactly what they needed. Opportunity, death trap, both. A contract appeared on the screen in front of her. $50,000 monthly, plus 2% of route optimization profits. Her hand trembled holding the stylus. Images flashed through her mind. Her mother's hands, cracked from decades of cleaning other people's houses. Her father's face, the last time she saw him alive, telling her she was destined for greatness. Her academic career, about to be incinerated, but also $2 million annually. Power, survival. Her voice came out smaller than she wanted. "What happens to researchers who discover your network and don't take the deal?" Silence. 11 seconds. She counted every one. Neither twin answered. They didn't need to. She signed at 3:47 a.m. on October 12th. The moment that stylus touched screen, Zara Mitchell died. Someone new was born. 3 months later, efficiency increased by 34%. She'd found routes their previous analysts missed, paths where colonial trade winds and modern surveillance gaps aligned perfectly. New shipping lanes, faster delivery times, less risk. She was indispensable. But the real transformation wasn't professional. Min-suk taught her Korean during midnight strategy sessions. His body too close, his hand lingering on hers as he corrected her pronunciation. Taejun brought her coffee every morning. 2 sugars, oat milk. She'd never told him how she took it. He just knew. Late nights blurred into early mornings. The walls between them, professional, personal, possible, started crumbling. It happened during a Korean lesson. Min-suk's hand hovered over her braids. Hesitant. His breath caught. "Can I?" She looked up at him. "You've never touched black hair before." "No, is this okay?" She nodded. His fingers were careful, reverent, exploring texture he'd never felt. Learning her. Something shifted in his eyes. Wonder. Want. Across the room, Taejun watched. Then he moved. The kiss was desperate, like drowning. Against the command center wall, surrounded by screens showing their criminal empire. Years of loneliness poured out of him. Into her. She kissed back. Virgin no more. Not in spirit. These men had never let anyone this close. She was the first person they'd allowed into their world in years. In the corner, a security camera blinked red. Someone was watching. The relationship crossed a line neither of them acknowledged. Professional became personal. Personal became intimate. Both twins touched her, kissed her, claimed her. There was no jealousy between them. They'd shared everything since birth. Why not her? For Zara, a virgin from a Black Baptist family in Atlanta, this was overwhelming, intoxicating, wrong. Am I betraying my roots by loving them? Two men, criminals, not even criminals, something worse. This is wrong, Zara. This is a criminal empire. Then why did it feel so right? During a Korean lesson that had nothing to do with language anymore, Min-suk's fingers traced her spine. Our father taught us, trust no one outside blood. It's kept us alive for 10 years. His voice dropped lower. Dangerous. You know we could destroy you. One word and you disappear. She turned to face him. You know I could destroy you back. His eyes narrowed. I have backup files. 5 locations. My death triggers automatic release. Silence. Then she smiled. Mutually assured destruction. That's intimacy, right? Taejun's laugh broke the tension. He pulled her against him, face buried in her shoulder. She's perfect. Later, tangled together on the leather couch, city lights 72 floors below, she whispered, In Korea, they see my skin first, my foreignness, my otherness. Min-suk's voice came from the darkness. In our world, they see our violence first, our father's reputation, never us. Taejun's hand found hers. Maybe we're all invisible. Maybe that's why we see each other. No one said, I love you. They didn't need to. 3 bodies, 1 truth. Feeling safe for the first time in years. Then, Min-suk's phone buzzed. Message from Nuna. His face went pale. We need to tell you something. About what we really do. We're not criminals. Min-suk's voice was steady, final. We're deep cover operatives. Korean NIS. We've been undercover for 10 years, dismantling our father's empire from the inside. Zara's world tilted. Every smuggling route arrests real criminals, human traffickers, weapons dealers. Everything is controlled. Her voice came out broken. The $6 million in my accounts? Proceeds from operations that saved lives. You're cops. Agents. And you're now part of a classified operation. The attack came 3 days later. 3 gunshots shattered the penthouse windows. Glass exploded inward. Marble cracked. Blood sprayed across white walls. Taejun's body slammed into hers, shielding, crushing, protecting. The smell hit her. Gunpowder, blood, fear. Min-suk! Min-suk returned fire. Professional, precise. Zara dragged Taejun behind the couch, blood pooling beneath him, spreading. Too much blood. Her hands pressed against the wound, shaking, desperate. Stay with me! Stay with me! His shirt was soaked red. Take it off! Now! She saw his scars. Years of violence written on skin. History she'd never asked about. Her lifeguard training kicked in. Pressure, elevation. Don't let him see your panic. His voice was weak. Why are you still here? You could run. Tears blurred her vision. Because I love you, both of you. I didn't want to, but I do. First time spoken aloud. His blood-stained hand cupped her face. We love you too. That's why this is so dangerous. Sirens wailed in the distance. Min-suk's voice cut through. We have to move. Now. The woman waiting in Zara's apartment the next day wasn't police. Commander Yuna Park, Korean NIS, 15-year veteran of organized crime. And according to the wedding photo on her desk, Min-suk and Taejun's older sister. She pulled up files. 6 photographs, 6 women, all foreign, all marked terminated. Zara's voice was hollow. I'm not the first. No. Yuna's smile was cold, familiar, Min-suk's smile. The others were plants who outlived their usefulness. You're the first real one, the first they actually love. You know too much about a classified operation. You have 3 options: join us officially, disappear, or die. Yuna leaned forward. My brothers have compromised themselves for you. That makes you a liability. Everything Zara loved, was it real? Or mission? The men she'd given her virginity to, had they been using her all along? The intimacy, calculated or genuine? I thought I was choosing them. They never gave me a choice at all. Zara's voice was steady, final. I'll disappear. Tell them I ran. Tell them whatever keeps them safe. Walking away from the only love she'd ever known, sacrificing herself to save their operation, her dignity intact, her heart shattered. Yuna watched her with something like respect. They'll come for you. They always do. Zara packed her bag, looked at Seoul's skyline one last time. Behind her, the door opened. They left the NIS briefing mid-sentence. Min-suk ran through Seoul traffic, cars swerving, horns blaring. Taejun followed, wounded, bandaged, bleeding through his shirt. They didn't care who saw. Public exposure, career suicide, none of it mattered. They found her at the airport. Zara! She turned, tears streaming. You should let me go. Min-suk's voice broke. Never. We're done pretending. We started as a mission. You became everything. Taejun's voice was raw. 10 years undercover, we forgot how to be real. You made us remember. Your sister showed me the files. 6 women before me. Plants, props, none of them were you. We've never said I love you to anyone. We mean it with you. Zara's breakdown came in gasps. I'm terrified you'll wake up and realize I'm just the foreign girl who stumbled into your operation. I'm terrified you'll see I'm ordinary. Min-suk's hands framed her face. We've seen every part of you. That's why we're here. Yuna appeared. Public space. Airport security watching. If you run, they lose their covers. Everything we've built, gone. If you stay, you're officially classified. Your life as Zara Mitchell ends. Choose. Zara looked at the twins. Wounded, desperate, real. I didn't survive Atlanta, put myself through school, discover your empire just to run when it gets hard. She dropped her passport in the trash. I choose them, whatever that costs. Make me official. Safe house. That night. It wasn't just physical, it was resurrection. 3 bodies tangled together, walls finally gone. Tears, laughter, desperate kisses, proof they were alive, proof she was theirs, proof love survives classified operations. Taejun's voice broke. We thought we were broken, too deep undercover to ever be real. You gave us back everything, our humanity, our hearts. His dark eyes shimmered with tears too proud to fall. Simple vows, no grand speeches. Don't leave me, ever. Never. Stay. Always. 3 hands intertwined, matching scars from the attack, bonded by blood, 3 against the world. Nobody notices the foreign black girl. Invisible, forgettable. That's how this started. She became the only woman who could handle the impossible length of their operation. Not because she was superhuman, because she was exactly herself. 10 years undercover, they'd forgotten how to be human. A virgin from Atlanta taught them how to feel again. 6 months later, their apartment smells like kimchi and Atlanta peach cobbler. Zara's dissertation defense is in 2 weeks. Hidden networks, colonial trade routes, and modern applications. It's going to be very well researched. She's now officially a Korean NIS consultant, the first polyamorous intelligence asset in Korean history. Efficiency up 67% since she joined. 6 major arrests attributed to her route analysis. 3 rings, 1 promise. Legal in some countries, not others. They don't care. Some families are made in fire. Theirs was made in classified operations and midnight confessions. The deepest waters hide the most valuable treasures. Some treasures are worth diving for, even if you drown. Zara Mitchell didn't drown. She learned to breathe underwater. Because the right love doesn't save you, it teaches you how to save yourself. And sometimes, the impossible length isn't about distance, it's about depth. How deep are you willing to go for love? Drop a fire emoji if you're not okay right now. Comment, Team Minsuk or Team Taejun? Or Team both? If you believe love can survive anything, even classified operations, subscribe for more stories where broken becomes whole. Next video. A Nigerian nurse discovers her patient is a North Korean defector with secrets worth killing for. It gets even more intense.